And so when you're trying to network and you're trying to meet new people, like what advice would you give somebody that may be hesitant about putting themselves out there and shooting their shot, so to speak, to try to meet new people and make new business friends?
Yeah. Well, moving to Orlando a few years ago, brand new, I had to start over and I started going to networking events and I was super nervous. Coming from Philadelphia, born and raised, it's a very different culture in Florida. So when I went to these events, I would usually go to the host and ask them, this is who I am, introduce myself, ask if I can offer anything to them. But I would ask them, the host, do you think there's anyone here that I would mesh with or would be mutually beneficial? So that was something that I started from the get-go. And then just kind of getting in that mental headspace that at the end of the day, everyone's probably thinking about themselves of like, I'm nervous, I'm here, I'm scared. They're not really thinking to judge you of how you're there. They're probably thinking about themselves as well of how they're nervous.
Right. That's true. And I think a lot of times we can like get in our heads and get in our own way, right? But I can't remember what this quote was. There was a quote that goes perfectly with what you just said. It was something along the lines of, you stop caring so much about what people think about you when you realize how rarely they do.
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to
put it. So true. Because like we can get so critical,
it's
like, oh
so
my gosh,
amazing.
like, what if I don't say the right thing, or if I don't do the right thing, or what if they don't like me? And people are just like not even thinking about half of those things. You're just like, oh, okay, she's cool.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Bianca?
No, I was gonna say that, like, I even say this to my clients, like, about content creation, because sometimes we can even get in our way for that. Like, oh, I don't want people to think that I'm like trying to talk about myself, or I don't want people to think that like people are not thinking about you. They really aren't. And it's so crazy to say. I mean, they may think about you in that 30 seconds that you had a video, but past that, they're not like sitting at home like, oh, that's Sidney. Oh, I can't believe she would make another reel. Like they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like they'll think about what you're saying, but they're not like thinking of you to critique you, if that makes sense. And I think because we can think of ourselves in a critical way, we just automatically assume that other people are critiquing as well. But it's like, no, they're just listening to see if they want to hear what you have to say. And if not, they move on. And if they do, then, great, you met somebody new.
Yeah.
But it's not as serious as we make it.